What's going on, guys? Dane here. Dane's Great Journey. I know it's been some time since my last video. It was right before Thanksgiving, and now we are in 2019. We are concluding the last, well, not the last, but the first week, should I say, of 2019. Just wanted to check in and make a quick video on 2019 and some thoughts around New Year's resolutions, as I always do around this time of the year. And I wanted to kind of center this video around one resolution that's worth setting in 2019 for yourself. Maybe you're a little overwhelmed because you've set a lot of ambitious goals and a lot of habits and routines, and you're now a week in realizing that it might have been a little bit too ambitious and it might be a little difficult to continue to maintain the intentions that you set for yourself. So if that's you, or if you haven't set any goals and you're thinking about, how can I really maximize this year? What's one thing I might be able to do to really move the needle this year? So when I look back going into 2020, I can say, wow, this has been the best year of my life. I mean, isn't that why we all set resolutions in the first place? We set goals, we set an aim for our life, and then we try and get as close to that aim as possible, because once we do achieve it, we feel a sense of progress, we feel a sense of fulfillment, we feel a sense of just internal, I guess, like enlightenment, for a better word, or not. But I wanted to share with you just kind of a thought I had from a lot of different things I've read and speakers, and there's so many different ways and systems for doing it. So I wanted to kind of simplify it for you in 2019. Also, before even jumping into this simple tip, if you will, have you had the time to kind of reflect back on 2018? Did you look back on 2018? It might have been a difficult year for you. It might have been a good year for you. It might have been an amazing year for you. But have you taken any time to kind of write down some of the things that happened in 2018 that were amazing, that were very progress driven? Obviously, you can spend time regretting and talking about all the things that didn't go right, which there's obviously a time and place for that. You only get better by really understanding where you are. But have you taken time to look back at 2018 and say, hey, what were the best things that happened in 2018, and write that list out? I think we tend to always continue to focus on the future and the things that we can be doing and the things that we want to be doing and striving for, without taking a little bit of time to step back and say, what have we actually achieved up to this point? So that would be kind of the first thing I would do before jumping in and kind of setting some new intentions for the new year, is look back on the year previously and ask yourself, what went really well and what do I want to do more of? And then you can take the time to say, hey, what didn't go well, and what are some of the things that I can do? What are some of the things that I can stop doing, right? The whole not to-do list has become a very popular term, an idea that's been thrown around the whole personal development community, which makes a lot of sense. So I would definitely encourage that. Now, kind of looking at 2019, we're 1 week in. If you've fallen off the wagon, or you've done some things that you didn't want to do, but you still did them, it's okay. That is the point of progressing through life, is getting hit with setbacks and challenges. And we continue to just try and get a little bit better every single day. Have you ever heard of the 1% rule? Try to improve 1% every day, or every week, or every month, and it compounds, and eventually you can continue to make progress. But setbacks are a part of the process. So if that's you and you kind of you've fallen back, or you've taken a step back already and it's only in the first week, that's completely okay. It's just another day, it's just another year, it's just another month or week. So don't be too hard on yourself if that's the case for yourself. So let's get into the tip. This is going to be similar to the video I shot last year. I know in 2018 I shot a video in the new year that said one skill you can develop in 2018. And I want to give you two ideas around this tip. So in 2018, I talked about what's the one skill that could help you the most in your career to have an amazing 2018. You might have thought about that a little bit, or you might have not even watched the video, because I know I don't have a ton of subscribers, but that's okay. Besides the point. So what I talked about a skill, because I think skill building leads to mastery, and mastery leads to new levels of success. So for 2019, I want you to think about your career and all the things that you work on, and what's the one thing that you could continue to develop in 2019 to a certain level of mastery that could propel you to the next level of your career, whatever that means. Maybe it's a promotion, maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a job that you need another skill for that you don't have yet. And to build on top of not only just saying a skill, I listened to an interesting talk on Brian Tracy. Is a very popular, original gangster of motivational speaking and personal development, if you will. I believe he's in his 80s now, so he's been in the game for quite some time. Someone I started to learn about when I was like 18 years old, and someone who had a massive impact on my life. However, one of the things he was talking about when looking at studies measuring people who continued to excel, who continued to, double their income year after year, or continue to get promotions and get to the top levels of their career in their business or in working for a corporation. You might be in either one of the scenarios, but this still applies. Is they found out when looking at these people, what they did is they did one of two things. They either went to their boss who they were working for in a corporation and said, hey, what's the one thing that if I got really, really good at could add a lot more value to our company, and in turn help me do a better job to move my career in the right direction. They got that feedback, and then what they started doing was spending 2 hours every single day, 5 days a week, that is. So not every single day, but 5 days a week in study of that skill to improve. Whether that was sales, presentation skills, team building, management, leadership, training. They spent 2 hours a day. That was the prescription. It wasn't 8 hours a day on this thing. It was 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. So 10 hours in a week. And I know you're thinking, okay, what's that thing going to be? That's the first thing, right? Trying to figure that out. And you might not be working for someone. You might be in business for yourself, or you're still not even in the world or the realm of working. And that's completely okay too. But what do you love, or what's a skill that you want to develop in 2018 and spend 2 hours a day working on that? I think that can add tremendous value to your life and put you in a position after 10 hours a week for 52 weeks. Think about how much you will know about that industry. Whether you're not in a career yet, whether you're in a career yet, whether you're in a business, what's the one skill that will move the needle for you this year? And make it a resolution, if you will, or a goal, if you will, a KPI for yourself, a key performance indicator, to say, no matter what happens in my day, no matter what happens in my week, I'm going to spend 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week working on this one skill, because if I know if I do that, I'm going to have a ton of progress in my career. And that was the thing they noticed when looking at these top performers, these high achievers, these people who continue to move up the corporate ladder or excel in their business or continue to increase their income, whatever it is, and whatever that means for you. We all have to continue to build our skills in an ever competitive world that's continually changing. We have to change with the times as well. So I ask you for 2019, what is that one skill that you want to get really, really good at? And if you don't know what that is, that's okay. Start trying to figure that out. Maybe it's one thing, maybe it's another thing, but start putting in the 2 hours a day and see how your personal growth gets affected by that. That's really the biggest resolution I think you should set for yourself as a young professional. Or maybe you're a middle-level professional in terms of your age. What's the thing you can be doing 2 hours every single day, 5 days a week? And if you want to overachieve, do it every single day for 2 hours a day. That's going to move the needle, I think, the most for you, versus setting 100 intentions for the year, or 50 or 20 or 10 different goals. There's nothing wrong with goals, but what gets you to your goals are the systems that you actually put in place that you do every single day to get there. So that's the video, guys. I know it's a little bit of a longer video, but I think this is extremely important in terms of one resolution that could really move the needle for you this year. I'd love for you guys to like the video if you get a chance. Comment if you have a question. Let me know what your one skill, your one resolution is this year that you want to spend a ton of time on, and I'd love to engage with you guys in the comments and see what you think. I appreciate you guys. I know I haven't posted the most stuff. I know I'm doing the Young, Wild, and Rich podcast, which has taken a ton of time, and it's extremely fun to sit down with young professionals. But I will always continue to update this channel, even if it's not frequently, weekly, or monthly. I will continue to check in because it's the journey, Dane's Great Journey, and I share with you what I'm doing and what I'm learning and what I'm going through, good or bad, to shed the light that everyone has a different path, and your path is just as important as anyone else's path out there. Never forget that. You're special, you're unique, you have skills and unique abilities that no one else has, and you need to bring that into the world every single day with whatever that means for you. Happy 2019, guys. I hope you have the best year ever, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video to come. Cheers.